Hello, welcome to DK Bowl Chat. I'm so glad you're here. And I am working on artist trading cards, or little artist originals. They're 2.5 by 3.5 inches and they're a piece of paper. Well, not just a piece of paper. They are acrylic paper and a lighter weight version of it. On this knife, I have loaded some gray, and I'm going to put a rock in front of the tree I put in last video. So I'm pulling out the color and just scraping it with the knife. And I can show you, I can pretend like this is a palette, put the color on there. So there's the nice gray that I'm going to put on there. And then I'm going to take this part of the knife, this little guy, because it's such a small painting, and I'm just going to scrape till I get a bead. So you can see that bead on there. That's how you load it, and that's the key to using this knife. And I'm going to come in here in front of the rock, in front of the tree, and put a rock. So any hard work I did previously is going to be covered, but that's okay. Again, I'm going to load it with just getting a little bead in that paint. See that bead? And scraping across the front of this rock. I mean, across the front of the tree. I know what I'm thinking. And down. There we go. And then I can come underneath it with a little darker gray. A little bit of shadow gray. And it looks like I forgot the music. I will turn that on. I'm going to get used to doing this with music, and I love the music, so let me know if it's too loud. In fact, I can turn that down a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that's not too loud. And I'm going to come in there with shadow, put some shadow on the bottom of this rock. I'll load it again so it's a darker gray. Pull that out flat. Make sure my knife is clean, and get the bead. Just a bead, you see that? And put that on there where the shadow is going to be. Looks like the shadow is going to be on the whole rock. So I can put some lighter using my little round brush. I have a little round brush. It's going to come and be the light on the front of this rock. And then I can pull across it with a knife. In my reference photo, I can see the light on that side. And I have a clean knife, nothing on it. I'm just going to pull down and take off some of that light. But it's going to stay there too. It just didn't hear me say that. It's going to stay there. There we go. Put that little bit of light. There we go. I'm so glad you're with me today while I'm doing this video. And if you paint or create, please let me know what you do. I would love to hear. Got a little bit of black here. It's going to be the shadow part of that rock. I put in part of it with the knife. I'm going to put in the rest with this little brush. And this tree is just thriving on the side of this rock. It's always encouraging. Okay. There we are. I'm just painting in black. A little bit of white. And in the painting, or in the reference photo, there is a little bit of white throughout the painting, sort of a tan white. I'm going to put that in. It's tan and white together. I don't know if it's a flower or what it is, but it's growing or just on the front here. So I'm going to put it in spots. I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but they're just down in the landscape itself. And when this painting is finished, it's almost done. When it's all done, I'll frame it in a little 2.5 by 3.5 inch frame and bring it down to the store here in Sherwood. It's called Cedar and Stone, and I will sell it there. And I'll paint another one. Maybe not this exact picture. I want to do some hummingbirds in the future. If you've seen any other videos on my channel, I like doing hummingbirds. I need to do more Christmas ornaments for my ornament displayer. Those are little mini originals, and I really like the challenge of painting small and large. I like challenges. I think that might be enough white spot. Well, maybe down here. There might be more rocks down in this foreground here. No patterns, and I'm seeing a pattern starting. I need to stop that and be more random. I can diffuse it by just tapping it with my finger. Well, I got gloves on. That's part of the reason. And I'm going to get a little, I think that a little, sort of would be a filbert brush, one that could easily put in bushes right here, easily. I'm going to dip that into some Hooker's Green, and this is a filbert. It is, let's go what it's called. I don't know the name of it, because again, it's been used, but it's a filbert, and you can see it. So filberts are like a flat brush. Here's a regular brush, and I could use this one instead. This one's Trekell, but it's a little bit bigger. So I want to do the smaller guy right here. And a filbert is cut around the edges like that, so it's no longer square at the end. Okay, so I'm going to dip it in Hooker's Green. I've got it dished up here on the palette. My brush is not wet. I went right into the paint. So I might need to turn down that music. I can't tell if it's too loud for you guys. I don't want to blast you out with the music. Let me turn this down. There we go. Get it to where it's cheery, huh? There we go. So with the filbert brush, I'm going to come in here and put in plants where these rocks are, because they are too staged. I'm noticing that when I'm looking at this, they're a little too staged. They wouldn't be perfectly growing like that. We would have some green in there. Yeah. And again with the music, I need to get a remote control for my music. Or delete. You know what I'll do is delete that one later. It's Forest Lullaby. I'm gonna. It's just a little too cheery. Okay, so I've got the plant there, right there, and I'm gonna come down and put in more plants, which is just sort of on the side here. They're just growing off this rock, believe it or not. There's Bible stories about that. Well, a man that built his house on the sand, and a man that built his house on a rock. Yeah. So those are little plants on the side here, and I can put some coming down the side of this plant, this rock, growing off the side. Nobody's up there pulling weeds, so I don't have to cover all of the rock edges, but just putting in some of the, and then I'm going to take off the base of it where the rock would be with a Q-tip. So I've got the Q-tip here and I'm just coming underneath and taking off any part that I need to erase with it. And I'm going to probably need to get a new Q-tip. Let's skip to the next song. There we go. That's one of my favorites. I like that song. Okay, let's go to, I wet down the other end because I don't want to use this end anymore. It's dirty. And this paint here is already dry from last time, so it's like plastic. It's really easy to take it right back off if you want it off on one end. And these plants are just growing on this rock, and they're loving life. Get a dry Q-tip. This one has no water. I'm just pushing on the painting with the dry Q-tip. And that green is so dark, it's good. Okay. And I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to load up some Hooker's green. I'm going to need to get more. And I have the large green. I'm going to get more out of there and put it on the palette. So I can get plenty of paint on my brush, because currently I'm going to go for some texture on that tree in the foreground. I'm going to load the brush on both sides. It's nice and loaded on both sides. It's getting a little crazy right there, but it's okay. I'm going to try it. Tap that in. And it's just going to put texture on this tree to emphasize, got a tree here. Put it in the top of the tree as well. Trees are one of my favorite things to paint. And I also added some branches coming down on the bottom. You know, like kind of like they're tired of hanging out. They are sort of leaning down towards the ground on the top of that rock to make it look more natural. I might put one little branch coming out that way. Maybe one coming out this way. This is a healthy tree for that rock. Boy, it's getting plenty of calcium, that's for sure. Okay, so I think I might be done. And I can also, if I want to bring, this guy's gonna need a little bit more paint. We'll quit pretty quick here. That one's gonna need a little bit more, that's good. So in the foreground, there's not a lot of dark grass, and I don't know if it's gonna, I don't think it's gonna ruin it. I'm gonna put some dark grass in the foreground here. If I change my mind, I know I got my Q-tips handy. Oh, that looks good, but that's fine. I'll leave it. Grab a little bit of yellow ochre to go on top. And I think this one's, I think I'm going to call this one done. Oh, you know what? I think I see some. And what I want to say something really quick. When you're painting and you have your water sitting there, don't leave your brush in there. And I can tell you why. This little band that's at the top of the brush will be expanded by the wood sitting in the water. And then later, when you least expect it, it will fall off. So you don't want to leave them in the water. I just rinse them off a little bit and then lay them on the table, not quite clean. And it's okay. So I'm gonna go for the sky here and get out that little bit of, I don't know what it is. It's a meteor, that's what it is. It's a meteor falling. There we go, we got it. It's out of there. But if I don't do it today, it's not gonna happen. I got a little bit of green that's floating out in the air. We'll take that off. And if it doesn't come off, that means it's from a previous time and I can add to it, make it bigger. Let's do that. Let's do that. Make it we'll attach it to the tree. There we go. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe to my channel. That is at DK Bolljat. And God bless you, my friend.